Everyone, today I'm going to show you step by step on how to make this fun bag. It's a very easy pattern, friendly for beginners, and I want to say that if you find this tutorial useful, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video, hit the notification button so anytime I upload a new video you will be notified. Okay, to make this fun bag I'm using this cord. It's recommend 4.5mm crochet hook, but I'm not using this color. I'll be using this one. This one, it's about 125 yards in it, 115mm. It's 100 grams in this one. I'm not actually going to use this whole skein. It's a 3 lightweight yarn. It's the same one with this one. We need the scissors. This one we need it to secure the ends of this. In case you cut it off, you use this one to secure it so that it won't open. And we need scissors. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook instead of 4.5 because I want my stitches tight. We need a darning needle and some stitch markers. So this pattern is a multiple of 2 plus 3. So with me here I have 15 foundation chains. So if you want to make yours big, you should just know that it's a multiple of 2 plus 3. So I'll be making it with this amount of stitches, 15. So I'll go ahead and skip this one. I'll skip this, not this one on our hook. This one I'll skip, and then to the next stitch I'll make single crochet. I'll go ahead and make single crochet here, and I'll put my stitch marker into that first stitch. Now I'll make a single crochet into every stitch around. I should have a total of 14. So I'll go into the next stitch and make single crochet, and then to the next single crochet. So make single crochet into every stitch around until the end. Okay, I have a total of 14 stitches here. When I finish making my single crochets, I put this one into the last one. Now we are going to make an increase into this last stitch where I put my last stitch. I'll make 4 single crochet into that stitch. I'll put 4 in there. 1 into the same stitch, into that same space I'll put another one. Into that same space I'll put another one, and then into that same space I'll make another one. So now I have an increase here. So now before we go further, I want you to know that we should have an even number of stitches while making this bag. So if I make 4 single crochet into the stitch, I'll work 14 stitches here to the last side here where I put my stitch marker, and then I'll make an increase of 4 into this last side. And if I count the total, I should have total of 36 stitches. My increase, the stitches at the side here, a total of 36 stitches. So if you're making your purse, you know that you end with an even number because of the stitch, the pattern we are going to work with. So just so you know that before you go further, make sure you check that if you make an increase here to here, I don't know how much chains you make for your bag. So if you make an increase here, you make an increase here, the same increase I put 4 here, I'll put 4 here into this end. So if I count them together, total I have 36. So it should end with an even number because of the pattern we are going to work with. So I'm going to make 14 stitches like the one I make here. A part of my increase, I'll go ahead and make 14 single crochets into this. I'll go into this other stitch. First one, I'll single crochet into every stitch until I have 14, and then to that last stitch where I will put my 14 stitch, I'll make an increase of 4. Sorry for the noise. Okay, I am at the end of this round. I already put 13 stitches. I'll go ahead and make my 14 here at this last side. 14 stitch here. Now I'll make my increase like the same way I did here. I'll put 4 into this space. I'll go ahead and make 4. Three and a half, 4. Sorry, it's got strong. So I have 4 here, I have 4 here, increase. So now my total stitches here is 36. So this is going to be the only increase we are going to make. I'm not going to make any other increase. I'll just be working single crochet into every stitch around until I have 6 rows of single crochet. So instead of making slip stitch into this first one, I'll just go into that same stitch, that's our first stitch, and work a single crochet like this, and then I'll put my stitch marker there. So I know this is where I should start and this is where I should end. So now instead of making any increase, I'll just go into every stitch and make single crochet into every stitch, no increase, until you have 6 rounds of single crochets, and then we'll start the pattern. So go ahead and make single crochet into every stitch, and I'll meet you back at the end here. Okay, this is my last stitch for round 2. Like I said, we are not going to make any slip stitch. I'll just go into that stitch where my stitch marker is coming from and make a single crochet, and then I'll put my stitch marker there, and then I'll work single crochet into every stitch around. Like I said, we should have a total of 6 rounds of single crochets. So go ahead and make single crochet into every stitch around. When you reach here, remove your stitch marker and put a single crochet there, then put your stitch marker there until you have 6 rounds, and then from there I'll meet you back there to start the actual pattern for the bag. So I'll go ahead and do mine, and I'll meet you back at the ending of round 6. Okay, I make 6 rounds of my bag. I already have 6. Now we are going to start the pattern for this bag. So I'm still here, my stitch marker is still here. Now to start this pattern, let me go ahead and remove this stitch marker first, and then I'll make a slip stitch into that stitch, and I'll chain 1. Now we are going to make single crochet, double crochet, crossed stitch. I don't know. So this is where I make my slip stitch. I'm going to skip that stitch first. Into the next stitch I will make single crochet, and then I will yarn over. I'll come back where I make my slip stitch here. This is where I make my slip stitch. I'll come to that side and make double crochet. I'll go yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through all. Now I'll go ahead and put my stitch marker here, the single crochet stitch that come behind here. This is my double crochet stitch. this stitch, this is where I will put my stitch marker. And then again I'll do it again. I'll yarn over. I already walk into this stitch, so I'm not going to walk there again. Sorry, I'm not going to yarn over first. I'll skip this stitch. I already walk into it. This one I should walk in it, but I'll leave it for now. I'll just come to this one here, make a single crochet, and then yarn over. This stitch that we skip, we are going through it both loops, so make double crochet cross stitch, and then yarn over, pull through all. Again, this one I already walk into it. You don't have to work on it again. This is a stitch we're supposed to work on it. We are going to skip it first into the next one. Go ahead and make single crochet, and then yarn over, go into this skip stitch that we skip. We haven't worked on it yet, so we are going to make a double crochet cross stitch into that stitch. So this is how we are going to work this pattern. Now again, skip this, don't work on it, into the next one, make single crochet, and then yarn over into this stitch that we skip. We are going to make a double crochet cross stitch, yarn over, pull through all. This is how the pattern is going to look like. So this is what we are going to repeat. Make sure you skip this one that you have already worked into. Don't work on it again. This one, this you already work on it. Now there is a stitch in front of us which we're supposed to work on. We are also going to skip it first, and then into the next one, make single crochet. It's strong cord, and then we are going to work into this skip stitch, yarn over, come back into that skip stitch, and then make a double crochet, cross that double crochet. So this is what we are going to do for this round until we reach here. You should have 2 stitches remaining to work your single crochet and your double crochet cross stitch. So keep on working like that until the ending of this side, and I'll meet you back there. I'll skip this into this one, single crochet, yarn over, come back behind, and make double crochet cross stitch. So keep working like this until the ending of your round, and I'll meet you back there to start the next round. Okay, now we are going to work round 8. This is round 7. Now to work around 8, it's going to be a single crochet stitch. I have 2 stitches here after I put my last cross double crochet, single crochet. I have 2 stitches here, which is my slip stitch that I make before starting this round, and the chain one. That one I'm not going to work on it because it's not part of the stitches that I have. So this is my stitch where I'm going to work. So I'm going to remove that stitch marker. Now it's going to be a single crochet round. Instead of making a slip stitch and chain one, we are just going straight to that stitch where my stitch marker is coming from, and then I'll make single crochet, and then I'll put there my stitch marker. So now let's just work single crochet into every stitch around. So to the next stitch, make single crochet, and then into the next stitch. Now make sure that you do not skip a stitch, because if you skip a stitch, when you want to work this round 7, it's going to be complicated. So try to work on all of the stitches work single crochet into each stitch that you have until the ending of this round. So just go ahead and work single crochet into every stitch like this until the ending here, and then I'll meet you back there to start this round again. We are going to start the same round, and after that we work single crochet around. So keep on making single crochet into every stitch around until the ending here into a stitch marker, and I'll meet you back there to start the next round. Now this is how round 8 is looking like. This is our single crochet. Now we are going to do this again, this stitch, the single crochet, double crochet, cross double crochet stitch. So now this is the ending of my round. Since I did not make any slip stitch on chain 1, this is my stitch marker here. This is where I end. So now to start this round, I'll remove my stitch marker and then go ahead and make a slip stitch into that chain where your stitch marker is coming from. Make a slip stitch, chain 1. Okay, and now let's start this pattern. Now go ahead and leave that stitch first. Leave it, that stitch where you already slip stitch, and make a chain 1. Go into the next one and make a single crochet into that stitch. Okay, and then yarn over, come back behind where you make your slip stitch, that chain where you make your slip stitch and the chain 1. Go into that stitch and make a double crochet, cross double crochet. Now take your stitch marker. This is your first stitch and this is your second stitch that you make. So into that stitch, which is a single crochet that we put here before we make our double crochet, go ahead and put your stitch marker there. It is your first stitch. So now we are going to continue the pattern. Skip this stitch, go into the next one, make a single crochet, and then yarn over, come back behind into that stitch that you skip, make a cross double crochet. Again, skip the stitch, into the next one, make a single crochet, and then yarn over, go back behind and make cross double crochet. So this is how we are going to work this round, like the same way we do round 7. Now round 8, this is round 8. Round 8 is a single crochet. After your single crochet, you make single crochet, double crochet, cross double crochet row. So which means you make 1 row of single crochet and then 1 row of this single crochet, half and double crochet, cross double crochet stitch. So again, skip this stitch, not the one you already walk into, this one next to it, skip it and then go into the next one, make a single crochet, yarn over and come back behind into that stitch that you skip, make a cross double crochet. So keep on working like this until the ending here, and then I'll meet you back there. Now I'm done with round 9 with this pattern. Now it's going to be a single crochet, this one that we did here after round 7. Now whenever you want to start a single crochet round, no need to make a slip stitch and chain 1. All you have to do is that remove your stitch marker from where you put your stitch, marker into that stitch. Just go ahead and make a single crochet into that stitch and then put your stitch marker to know where you will start this round. And also the only round you will make a slip stitch and a chain one is this round 7 that has the single crochet and a double crochet, a cross double crochet. But when you want to start round 8, which is a single crochet, you don't make a slip stitch. You just go into this stitch where you put your stitch marker after you finish working this round. This one, you just go into it and make a single crochet, put your stitch marker, and then work single crochet into every stitch around until the end. And then when you want to start this round 7, which is the single crochet and double crochet cross stitch, you make a slip stitch, chain 1, and then skip that stitch first where you already make a slip stitch, and then to the next one make a single crochet like this one. Now we already finished this pattern, so now it's going to be a single crochet. Now I'll just remove my stitch marker, and then this is my slip stitch that I make when I want to start this pattern. I have 2 stitches there. I'll skip them, they are not part of my work, so I'll just go ahead and make a single crochet into the stitch where my stitch marker is coming from, and then I'll put my stitch marker into it. And I'll just go ahead and make single crochet into every stitch around. Like I said, don't try not to make a mistake by skipping a stitch or making any additional. Now if you work single crochet, you will not know that you make a mistake because you just work single crochet into every stitch. Now if you make any mistake, you will find out whenever you want to work this round 7, the single crochet and the cross double crochet, because when you reach here at the ending of it, you should have 2 stitches remaining where you will work your single crochet and your double crochet cross stitch. If you end up with 1 there, that means you have made a mistake. You have either maybe skip a stitch, or maybe you have made any additional into your stitches. So that's why when you're making your stitches, just be careful so that you don't make a mistake. For the single crochet round, you will not find out that you make a mistake because you are just working single crochet into every stitch around. It's not the same like the other round. So go ahead and make single crochet into every stitch until the ending of this round, and I'll meet you back there. Okay, this is the ending of this round. This is round 10. Round 10 is a single crochet. Now round 11 is going to be a single crochet and a crossed double crochet stitch. Now to start that round, this is the stitch where my stitch marker is. This is the ending of this round. I'll go ahead and make a slip stitch into this stitch where my stitch marker is, and then I'll chain 1. This is a stitch, and then to start this pattern, I'll just skip that stitch first, come into this one, make a single crochet, and then I'll yarn over to make a double crochet cross stitch, and I'll come back into this stitch, the same stitch where I make my slip stitch and the chain 1, and then make my double crochet cross stitch. Note, always whenever you want to start this round, you make a slip stitch first and a chain 1, okay, and then skip that stitch first. You will skip it first and then come into this one, make a single crochet, then yarn over, and then now you can come into that stitch, this one, go into that stitch to make a crossed double crochet stitch like this. So now go ahead and put your stitch marker here into this stitch. This is my single crochet that I put here before I make my cross stitch double crochet. So I'll go into that single crochet stitch and put my stitch marker there. And when you want to start this single crochet round, you don't make slip stitch, you don't make a chain, you just go straight into this stitch where your stitch marker is, and make your single crochet into that stitch. Put your stitch marker and then work single crochet into every stitch around. Keep on working until maybe you see that it's getting close to full size of your phone, and then you can stop a little bit, where not too close, not too full. Don't make it too full for this pattern, because we'll be making single crochet, 5 single crochet rows, 5 rows of single crochet at the top of this bag. So I'll keep on working until I reach my desired point, and then I'll meet you back there to make the the 5 rounds of single crochet, and then we'll make the straps of this bag. So now go ahead and work this stitch, and then reach at the end here. Go ahead, make a slip, don't make a slip stitch for your single crochet round, no slip stitch. You just end your round and then go into this stitch where your stitch marker is coming from, and then make a single crochet, put your stitch your stitch marker, and then make a single crochet into every stitch around. When you want to start this round, this one, you make a slip stitch and then chain 1, and then keep on working like this, just like we'll work 7 and 9. Okay, so keep on working like this until you reach your desired point, and then I'll meet you back there to finish this bag with you, to make the 5 rounds of single crochets and to make the strap of this bag. So keep on working and I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, I reached to the point where I want to stop with this pattern. Now I'm going to work 5 rows of single crochet like we did down here. So I'll remove my stitch marker. I end up with this round, this single crochet, double crochet, cross double crochet stitch. So now I'm going to start single crochet round. So I'll go straight to where my stitch marker is coming from, and then I'll make single crochet into the top chain, and I'll put my stitch marker in there. So work single crochet into every stitch around until the end. So just work single crochet into every stitch around until the end here. Then I'll meet you back there. Okay, this is the first round of my single crochet round. So I'm going to make 4 more rounds. I need 5. This is my first one, so I'll make another one. So I'll remove the stitch marker. Now we are going to do the same thing we did for the bottom of this single crochet. We did not make slip stitch, so I'll just go straight to the point where my stitch marker is coming from, and then I'll make a single crochet. This is how we are going to work this single crochet. We are not going to make no slip stitch, just single crochet into every stitch, the same way we did the bottom part. So just go ahead and do the same thing. Just put single crochet into every stitch. When you reach at this point where your stitch marker is, remove your stitch marker and then put a single crochet, put your stitch marker there, and then make single crochet into every stitch around until you have 5 rounds of single crochet at the top of your bag. And then I'll meet you back there at the end, and we're going to make the strap for this bag. Okay, I'm about to finish my 5th rounds of single crochet here. Now we are going to make the buttonhole. I'm going to chain 14, which will come here. Now this is going to be the back side of, like, because when you're looking there, this is where the slip stitches take place while working this stitch. So this is going to be at the back and this will be at the front. This side will be at the front. This side look neat more than here. So we are going to work the buttonhole here. So I'm going to make 14. I will chain 14. So, so this is my 14 stitches that I make. So if we connect it from this side here, it will reach here. This is where we are going to put the button for the to close it, to close the bag. So now I have my 14 stitches. I'll just go ahead and make single crochet into every stitch until I reach here, and then we will start working on the strap for the bag. So just go straight to your next stitch and make single crochet, and then work single crochet into every stitch like this. Okay, this is the ending of my round 5 of single crochet into every stitch. Now we are going to start working on the strap for the bag. Now this is the center. When you put your bag like this, you can see that it's lying down like this. So when you reach at this point, after your 5 rounds, you reach here, you start to work. This is where we are starting we're going to start working the strap, and then when we have got the amount that we want, the length we want, we will join it here at this other side. So now let me start working it. Here, this is my last single crochet. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to chain 1. I'll chain 1, and then I'll turn my work. Turn your work like this. Now skip that chain 1 into the single crochet. I will put another single crochet. Now for the type of yarn that I'm using, I'm not going to make my stitches too tight because it will be difficult to me. So I will just work into that single crochet, a single crochet like this. Don't chain. Turn your work. When you turn your work, you can see that you have a stitch here. Not the single crochet you put, don't work on it. I don't know if so go, I don't know if it's clear. Let me try to do something here. Now you can see that there is a single crochet we put here. We are not going to work on that single crochet, but when you look close to that single crochet, you can see there is a loop. I don't know, my yarn is not showing clear. There is a loop here, and then there is another loop underneath it. Those are the loops we are going to work on. So I'm going to skip the single crochet that I make. I will go through those loops, those 2 loops that I have. I will pull a yarn through that loop and make a single crochet. My yarn. So I'll make a single crochet like this. So now whenever you turn your work, there is a single crochet which we just make here, and then there are 2 loops, these 2 loops. We are going to skip this single crochet we already make. We are not going to work on it. And these 2 loops that are close to that single crochet, go ahead and put your hook in that side and then pull up a yarn to make a single crochet. That's the reason I said I don't want to make my stitch tight, and make a single crochet. Again, turn your work. This is a single crochet we just make. There are 2 loops close to that single crochet. Go ahead and pull up, put your hook in there, pull a yarn, and then make a single crochet. And make a single crochet like this. Again, turn your work. When you finish making your single crochet, turn your work. This is a single crochet. These are the 2 loops. These are the 2 loops we are going to work with only, and then make a single crochet.
turn your work, skip the single crochet into these 2 loops. You can see them after your single crochet, those 2 loops. From there you pull a yarn and make single crochet, turn your work, skip the single crochet, these 2 loops, go ahead and pull your yarn through that loops and make a single crochet. Now this is how we are going to make this strap. You can make it as long as you want, to your own size. If you think you'll make a long strap and you are comfortable with that length, you can just stop and we are going to join it here. So always when you make your single crochet, turn your work. When you turn your work, you will see your single crochet that you just make, and close to that single crochet there is 2 loops there. So just go ahead and make a single crochet by pulling a loop through that loops. Don't make your work too tight so that it will not be complicated for you. So skip my single crochet into my 2 loops. I'll pull the yarn through that loops. Okay, so this is how we are going to work this strap. Like I said, you can make it as long as you want or short. It's to your own liking. So I will go ahead and make mine until I have the point where I want to stop, and then I'll stop, and I'm going to join it here to the other side of my bag. So keep on doing it like this. When you make your single crochet, don't turn, and sorry, don't change, just turn your work, skip that single crochet, the 2 loops that you are seeing. You will make single crochet by pulling a loop through those 2 loops, single crochet, turn your work, skip this single crochet, and then go into these loops, 2 loops, pull a yarn through that 2 loops. So keep on making your strap like this until you reach your desired fit, and I'll meet you back at the end where we are going to join it here. Okay, I finished making mine. I reached my desired point right now. Now we're going to join it here like we did here, but try to make sure that your strap is not twisted. So make it nicely. So I have this is where the joining takes place for my strap, and from there I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches here. This is my buttonhole, and I'll count 8 stitches from this side again. 1, 8. So I will come to this side here and make my slip stitch. So when you finish, I have my 8. I'll go ahead and make a slip stitch into this stitch, into the next stitch. I'll go ahead and make a slip stitch, and okay, I make my slip stitch. I'll pull this yarn up to a little bit. I have my two loops here, like the same way I work my strap. These 2 loops that remain here, I'll go ahead and pull this yarn to that side like this, and I'll make a slip stitch into the next stitch. See? And I'll make 2 slip stitches more again. Alright, so I'll pull my yarn through. So this is how it's looking like here and here at the other side. So I'll go ahead and cut off my yarn, and let me check if my strap is not twisted. Okay, I'll go ahead and cut off this yarn. So now this is the reason why I have my lighter. So secure that end. Okay. So now I'll just take my yarn needle to hide this end. Okay, let me cut it first. It does not want to come in. Alright, so now, okay, so let me just go ahead and I'll put it inside the bag. So I'll just go in. I'll make a knot. Just go ahead and hide in the ends of your yarn inside the bag. Okay, we are almost done. Now we are going to make the button to close this bag, which is going to be here. Let me put this aside. I have some remaining yarn still. So go ahead and make a magic ring. And pull that, go through that yarn and pull the yarn out, make the knot, and then chain one, and then put 10 single crochet into this magic ring. So make 10 single crochet. So I've got 10 single crochet here. So I'll go into the first single crochet that I make and make a slip stitch. Okay, so pull the yarn through, but don't close it too tightly. Leave a hole like this, because we are going to walk into that hole. So now go ahead and chain one and make 15 single crochet into this hole. So go through that hole, like go inside that hole, then pull up a yarn, make a single crochet. You should have 15 in that hole. So go into that same hole, make another single crochet again. Okay. So make 15 single crochet into this hole, and then I'll meet it back at the end here. Okay, I have my 15 single crochet into this hole. So go ahead and make a slip stitch into this first one like this. Go ahead and chain one and then cut off the yarn, but make sure you cut a long piece, because we'll be attaching this here to our bag. So leave a long tail for that. So this is enough. Okay. Then pull that yarn through, and then We're now going to make use of our yarn needle again. Okay, so now this is going to be the outside of this single crochet. So go ahead and flip it like this, and by taking your yarn needle, we are going to sew this together. Okay, so flip it together like this. This is going to be the outside. This is how it's going to be. So when you flip it together like this, you will take your yarn needle and we'll start closing it by picking the loops. Go on the loops, the single crochet loops, by closing this. So close it. Go on both loops. Just try to close it to give you the shape. Sorry. Okay. This one, let me put it inside there. I'll just close it together in there. Okay. So go ahead and close yours by going on both loops of your single crochets. My yarn is strong. Okay. Okay, finish making mine, so I'll just take my bag. This is where I want it to be. So I will fix it at this point. So I'll just take my yarn needle and it's still on it. I will put it here. Okay, so I will start working from, I'll put my yarn needle to inside and outside. I will take a loop on this one. And then again, I'll take a loop here. Oh. Okay. And then I will go into inside. I'll put a stitch in. I'll go inside the bag. Again. So just try to work on it so that you can have smooth effect. Okay, I'm okay with the closing point right now, so I will just make a knot inside. I'll pick a loop and that way close it, and then I'll hide this yarn inside. I'll just go into my single crochets. yeah, now you can see our bag is finished. Yeah, this is the end of our tutorial, and I want to say that if you find this video useful, please